On my memo tonight, I go back to school. It was a huge sigh of relief for many parents when on 4th of January this year, students who had been out of school for over 9 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic were finally able to continue with their education. But this relief soon turned into agony, especially for parents who are now facing the added burden of making payments for what is clearly a mess caused by their children. You see, in the past few weeks, over 15 schools have witnessed student unrest and destruction of property, in some instances due to the schools being burnt. Most of these schools have been closed indefinitely and the students sent home, less than a month after going back to school. It started with one school and soon after spread to others. In one instance, we had 5 schools being affected in one day. This current state of affairs has frustrated many parents who are already struggling with the effects of COVID-19 on their livelihoods and who had been forced to funga mkanda to be able to afford the fees. Now they have to pay for the property that was destroyed by the rowdy students. This is not the first time we are witnessing such incidents. Cases of unrest and destruction of property in schools has been witnessed in the past, especially during exam season. Other than a fear of exams, several other reasons have been given for this untoward behavior. Student indiscipline, uncertainty after being away from school for months, drug abuse. But for many, the blame rests squarely on the parents. These parents should understand there's a big difference between reasons and excuses. Tuseme kwa Kiswahili, kuna tofauti kati ya sababu na kisingizio. Education CS George Magoha earlier today said something to the effect that these errant school children had not burnt their homes, and so it doesn't quite add up that they get to burn schools. The difference there is that of a reason and an excuse. Parents and other stakeholders should quit explaining away bad behavior. A whole generation of children risks losing their future to the myriad excuses given for their bad behavior. Which is why tonight I understand when calls are made for the return of corporal punishment, whether that call is coming from Tanzania's President John Pombe Magufuli or from a frustrated parent in Kenya. I may not approve, but I understand. Be that as it may, national exams for both primary and secondary school students are expected to start on 19th of March. This date has literally been cast in stone. Usisahau kalenda nzima ya masomo ikiwemo ile ya mitihani ilisambaratishwa kabisa na janga la corona. Na sasa juhudi ni kuzirudisha ama kurudisha mambo kama yalivyokuwa haraka iwezekanavyo. And now action is being taken to deter more incidents such as these. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has warned that students who are involved in such crimes as arson, drugs, armed and unlawful demos will have such information included in their certificate of good conduct, affecting their chances of employment in the future. The DCI has also arrested a 17-year-old student following the torching of a dormitory at Kiambere Secondary School. CS Magoha has now ordered that those expelled from one school should not be admitted to any other school. The ministry is also ready to start taking blood samples from students to check for the existence of drugs in their bloodstream. These measures may sound extreme, but with the already strained education system struggling to return to normalcy, any disruption is most unwelcome. Therefore, attempts to bring order in the classrooms and deter any more cases of students' unrest are vital as well as necessary. And that is my memo.